80% of adults in the United States consume an average of 200 milligrams of coffee per day. Most people wake up and their first move is to fix a pot of coffee. Plenty of people claim that they can't even function without their daily cup of coffee. Do you really know how caffeine affects you? Caffeine has become such a prominent part in today's society that 7th, 8th, and 9th grade students have been found to consume an average of 53 milligrams of caffeine daily. Caffeine's main use is to keep people alert, and in moderation, it's okay to consume. However, too much caffeine can cause physical dependence and serious symptoms. I'm a senior in high school, and personally, I consume about 2 to 3 cups of coffee per day, and apparently that's not healthy. Caffeine is casually consumed by the public with no regards to the effects that it has on the body, despite the fact that caffeine is considered a stimulant drug. The main use of caffeine by the public is to increase mental alertness. People will drink a cup of coffee when they begin to feel sluggish in order to wake them back up. When caffeine is consumed, it usually reaches its peak level in your blood within an hour, and it'll remain there for 4 to 6 hours. Aside from increasing alertness, caffeine also causes jitters and shakes, sleeping problems, an increased heart rate, uneven heart rhythms, increased blood pressure, dehydration, and dependence. These side effects are taken into consideration by the FDA. While caffeine may be readily available and widely accepted, the FDA still classifies it as a stimulant drug. Caffeine has been effective with pain relief, prevention of dizziness, improving asthma, preventing gallstones, and preventing type 2 diabetes. As with any drug, repeated use of caffeine results in the body building up a tolerance to it. The higher tolerance one builds up to caffeine, the more of it takes to create the same results as before. Too much caffeine can result in a physical dependence to the drug, while a moderate amount of caffeine, which is approximately 200 milligrams, is not harmful. Keeping consumption to a moderation is the difficult part. Just as with any drug, it is possible to overdose on caffeine. For a healthy adult, approximately 400 milligrams of caffeine per day is considered safe. Drinking over 400 milligrams of coffee in one day can result in insomnia, nervousness, restlessness, irritability, upset stomach, and eventually physical dependence. Experts have agreed that 600 milligrams of caffeine, the equivalent of 4 to 7 cups of coffee per day, is too much. If one does develop a physical dependence to caffeine, a lack of caffeine will likely send them into withdrawal symptoms. Withdrawal symptoms can include severe headaches, muscle aches, temporary feelings of depression, and irritability. These symptoms often send people into more caffeine consumption, which continues a vicious cycle that proves extremely difficult to break. The higher your tolerance, the more you need caffeine. Caffeine, a common staple of today's society, remains classified as a stimulant drug. Caffeine affects the central nervous system, causing the feelings of being mentally alert and awake. Daily caffeine consumption results in a buildup of tolerance to the drug, causing the need to consume more of it, which can lead you to consuming unhealthy levels of it. The cycle can end in the person developing a physical dependence to caffeine. Going without caffeine then sends a person into withdrawals, causing more caffeine consumption and the continuation of this dangerous cycle. Caffeine is acceptable in moderation, but too much of a good thing can lead to serious consequences. Be smart. Be safe. Everybody uses caffeine. Everybody likes to be awake and to have that sense of energy. You don't have to get your caffeine from coffee. You can get it from Monsters, from energy drinks of any sort. Caffeine is hiding in your food. Caffeine is used in various medicines. Caffeine is used everywhere. Be careful. If you do find yourself increasing your consumption of caffeine, stop. Ask yourself, do I need this? Make sure that before you consume too much and before you become dependent upon caffeine, you are in control of yourself.